Welcome to the Porches Podcast. This is the Crystal Pears. The show starts now.
Well, it's time to start the show.
Great news from Melbourne this week with the re-signing of Miles Bergman for 2 years to the end of 2027. We also had Josh Sin re-sign as well. We've just got Zach Butters hopefully to go to have us all take a deep breath for a little while. But congratulations to Miles. It's a great signing. He is inspired by Boak and by other players that have stayed around. Robbie Gray, he mentioned that him as well. And it's a brilliant signing. Congratulations, Miles. We look forward to seeing some brilliant footy from you. We can all take a deep sigh and relax and be very, very grateful that you've fell in love with the Port Adelaide Footy Club. Obviously, you've got ties to Victoria, and we understand that. And if it's only the last 2 more years, we'll cherish every bit of it. But hopefully, in the next 2 years, you get to real comfortable and seeing a greater opportunity to stay around, as you've mentioned, some other players who've been one club players. So congratulations to Miles. That's just a great re-signing, and yeah, you look forward to hopefully seeing a really exciting game from him and a really exciting remaining of the season from him. Just he has played really great footy. Yeah, I think he's just going to continue that. Can you imagine just without that any kind of pressure? Not that he's really expressed that outwardly, but if he has any felt within himself just any kind of pressure that's on his mind, well, that is totally been eroded now, as he can totally just be really immersed in just the footy, and he's really committed, and he's a great leader for the team. Whether that be he is a leader in the club anyway, but just he is leading on the field in many ways. So exciting, and congratulations to Miles Bergman. All right, team selection, where teams have come in, and we have Lukosius coming back into the side. A game at the SANFL level with the Magpies last week against South Adelaide. 2 goals and a pretty good showing, and obviously he is ready to rock and roll back in Queensland. So familiar territory in many ways for him. Obviously, an ex-Suns player, so he would have had some rivalries with Brisbane Lions and played a fair few games up there at the Gabba. So it's good to have him back in the side. We also have Ollie Wines coming back in at the expense of Marnie Liddy and Logan Evans. So yeah, we'll just go into more of them in a minute. But just to focus on the ins, I mean, we've got, as you say, Ollie Wines and Lukosius. Well, they had 2 brilliant ins, I believe, with a strong side as we've got already. And as I said, Lukosius helps Mitch Georgiades in that forward line there, as you can see. SANFL, yeah, we do have a strong side, I think. You know, when you've got Marnie Liddy coming back and Logan Evans, you can see there's Soldo's been having a pretty good season in the ruck there. Not too bad of a season for the Maggies. And then you've got Finlayson in the half forward there. I think for a forward line there, Finlayson, Whitlock and Lord. Nick Moore is playing some pretty good footy. McEntee. I mean, these guys, they're knocking on the door of some of the players in the AFL dropping, like, you know, you've seen already that now with Wines and Lukosius back. You know, the team is getting a bit stronger, and so that is a good sign. If we can stay healthy, stay competitive, that's the best sign. I guess if nothing else, the great sign to get everything right for a good pre-season for next year. So it all depends on, you know, I guess the game on Saturday night against the Brisbane Lions, but in the Magpies game as well, just to look out for that, is on the following day on the Sunday against the Red Leagues. Begins at 1 o'clock at Albion and can be watched live on the SANFL Now app. My tip for the game is that Port Adelaide wins by 1 point. That clearly means that I'm probably tipping that if it was a money tip or a tip from the head, it is probably a Brisbane win, and it's going to be a very, very, very super slim chance of Port Adelaide winning. But I never tip against Port Adelaide on this podcast, so Port Adelaide by 1 point. And let's hope we do get over the line. It'd be a great miracle. All right, the predictions in the forward line. Well, there's just so many good players. I think at the forward line, we could be held by some of the players. Mitch Georgiades may struggle and may have a great game, hopefully, but I predict, one of our forwards might just get away, and it'll actually be Darcy Byrne-Jones. So that's my Crystal Pear's prediction that he will have the most outstanding game. If some of the other players there might be a couple of goals from each of the forwards here and there. I'm not sure if it's going to be high scoring. Hopefully it is, as I'm going to be at the game. So I'd like to see an exciting game, at least from Port Adelaide's perspective. I'd like to see lots of goals from us. Darcy Byrne-Jones will be hopefully a sneaky forward and may get 3 or 4 goals on the night. Well, my midfield prediction is going to be that it's Miles Bergman's night after this re-signing throughout the week, a 2-year contract, along with a standout performance and a best on ground, especially in the midfield in our eyes as in the Portress. That is in the Crystal Pears. That is a big call. And look, I think he's going to actually have a really good game as well. So hopefully you can see there's some other players in our midfield will get held and he'll be able to get away. But if he even gets held, I think he can be someone who then he can get away and be moved to the forward or the back line and still play a really good game. So he may have an all-round very good game, which will be brilliant to see live as well. That'll be really good. And for the defence, I'm going to go with Radiculaire. I think he is being just brilliant. He's been having a great season, and hopefully he continues just to shine brightly up in Queensland on Saturday night. So rats for the defence on the BOGs. All right, guys, I'll be live there at the Gabba on Saturday night. Really looking forward to this game. Sharpston Hotel from 4:30 p.m. That is obviously Queensland time. From 4:30, we will be having a get together and having a whole lot of area, the usual area there at the Sharpston Hotel for all the Port Adelaide fans. The Geelong and Richmond game will be on the telly, so we'll be watching that. I will be doing some live stuff for the Facebook page, and I'll be doing that at the Sharpston Hotel. Not sure if we're going to have some Port Adelaide dignitaries there in any way. Maybe Chris Davies, we see sometimes, or Matthew Richardson, maybe Timmy Ginniver. We get some people come up and they speak and say hello to all the Port Adelaide fans up in Queensland, as it'll be the one and only chance to do that. Fingers crossed that we do get someone come up to the shafts, and that'd be absolutely wonderful. However, otherwise we will be doing some raffle draws and some other things. So for Port Adelaide fans that are listening or watching this, please do get to the Sharpston Hotel. It is just north of the Gabba from 4:30 p.m. as the game is starting 3 hours is later, but there's a lot of pre-game stuff that we'll be doing, so it'll be a lot of fun. I recommend that, and then I will be doing some live stuff in replace of Craig Jones, so giving Craig the night off. Keep an eye out on the Portress Facebook page. I will be all over it from the afternoon onwards. I'll be bringing you live to the game from our Portress Facebook page, which will be a lot of fun. All right, guys, thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much for watching. This has been the Crystal Pears, and until next time, go the power.